For Event 13 of the 2022 Marble League, we return to the Aquathlon, an event that was first seen back in 2020, won at the time by the Midnight Wisps, a rather unique event, but one well-suited in the interests of the Green Ducks. Hey everybody, I'm Greg Woods. The Ducks did move up 2 spots into 7th in the overall standings, but those big red numbers at the bottom, not what you want to see if you're a Balls of Chaos or Midnight Wisps fan. They have been statistically eliminated from winning the Marble League. Up top, though, a lot for play for the Pinkies, Team Galactic, Savage Speeder, Shining Swarm, and so much more. In this example run, you see the run down, the dive into the water. Then they descend, and it's the 3rd marble. When that crosses the line for each of the teams, that is the time that they will be given. So it's not necessarily your top 2, and it's not the 4th marble, it is the 3rd. So you just have to have your top 3, and boy, that is a wonderfully close result. We'll have to see if that stands over the course of this event. The flame burning a little bit brighter here over this tank of water and the chute. You'll notice those targets down there in the bottom. That was from the old diving event, which will not be featured in the Marble League this year, but you may remember it from the past. The Green Ducks and the Bumblebees will start things off, and how does this go? One of the members of the Green Ducks will be first into the water after a bit of contact, but again, it's that 3rd marble as they descend down toward the finish line. Who's going to have it here? Green Ducks have 2 or 3 up there. I think the Bumblebees are going to get them, though. Yes, they did. Yes, 12.26 to 12.80. It may take a couple of runs to train your eyes. I know we're used to looking at the front, but with this one, you have to find that 3rd marble, and that's really the race between them. Midnight Wisps, the winners of the Aquathlon back in 2020, even though they didn't get the record, they've now already lost the possibility of winning the championship. After the failure of Domino Bowling, we heard that their technical director has been fired. Let's see if that makes a difference. The Wisps are going to get the win here, and they will move on. Yes, I may have misspoken earlier. It is the Hazers that have the record in the event, 17.44 at the time for that setup. Obviously, it's a different setup for this time, so we can't directly carry over the times. But the Wisps did win over the Savage Speeders and the Hazers in 3rd. We see the safety marbles up top in that raft as the O'Rangers and the Gliding Glaciers prepare to descend here in Heat 3. The O'Rangers move to the side and try blocking the Gliding Glaciers. We'll see if that strategy works for them, and I don't think it has. Let's see the overhead view. Oh, this may be good. It's going to be close. No, it's not going to be close, actually. The O'Rangers making some wonderful moves in the final few lengths. And look at that. All 3 of their marbles nearly beat every one of the Gliding Glaciers. That's impressive. Now that does represent an interesting bit of strategy for this event. This run down the chute, what do? Are you aggressive there? Team Primary, Crazy Cat's Eyes, they're spreading all over the place, weaving back and forth, trying to not just draft, but block each other. Crazy Cat's Eyes will cross the line first, but that 3rd marble is going to be really close. Who got it there? Oh, by 0.03 of a second. The Crazy Cat's Eyes. I knew that was going to be a photo finish. That is so incredibly close. Nice bit of refraction on that water, as you would expect, but there's so much that goes on underneath. And think about what the marbles have to go through as Mellow Yellow and Shining Swarm come down now. You have this physical portion up top, but then once you get in the water, it totally changes the strategy. Are you trying to get in the slipstream of another marble? Are you trying to spread out wide? Oh, that was a nice lunge for the Shining Swarm, and I think they got by. They were left a clear bit of space down the track. Yes, they did. Look at them on the top there, the far end from this camera. And with most of Mellow Yellow to the near side, that gave them a wonderful opportunity to work together. For the team that is sitting in 4th in the Marble League right now, with 119 points to the leader Pinkies 157. Chocolatiers and Balls of Chaos, 2 teams at the bottom of the order right now, and the Chocolatiers have set themselves up nicely as they dive into the water. It's a bit of a gap back, but it changes once they dive in. Their water speed is maybe not ideal, but they do manage to clear the line. And that was a lot of ground made up by Balls of Chaos, considering where they were entering the water. To bring that back to 0.05 of a second, that is commendable. Chocolatiers have to feel good about that. Of course, they have not been eliminated, but every team under them has. 16 points is the difference between 14th to 15th. The eliminated Balls of Chaos that could close today. Savage Speeders and Raspberry Racers come down now. The Racers opted for the near side, but now they're in the draft, and what can they do? The Savage Speeders have that lead with 3 of their marbles, possibly even 4. Around they come, and that was fairly easy for the Speeders. Second place back in 2020 in this event. Nearly 3/10 is the margin here in heat number 7. One more heat to go. In just the second time that the Aquathlon has been held. It is the Minty Maniacs and the Marble League leading Pinkies. They're going to have to catch up some ground because they have 3 marbles, the Minty Maniacs do. What do the Pinkies have as they enter onto the screen? Oh, this is going to be very close between the third, but the Minty Maniacs will hold on and eliminate the leaders. 1/10.5, about half a length, is what gave them that win. Minty Maniacs, who sit down in 12th in the standings, not going to be down there now. Pinkies are the ones in 12th. After that first elimination, Green Ducks, let's kind of forget about that. 12.80, 100th behind Team Primary. Galactic just misses out on the transfer spot, and some of these were oh so close. Others, not necessarily, but that also gets back at the idea that these were heats. What have you learned from the heats into the finals? Especially after studying some of these other teams. Sometimes you'll have team managers and technical directors that watch very closely, if they're not looking at that duck, of course, making sure that they can pick up the tendencies of some of these teams as we enter into the quarterfinals. It's the Bumblebees and Midnight Wisps. With stratification here, and I think the Wisps were a bit behind, but a wonderful entry into the water. They all spread out wide. They're going to be nearly single file across as they come across the line. Couldn't really tell from there. Oh, by 1/10. Look at how close they all were. Probably 3 lengths was all that separated every single marble. Wow, the Wisps. O'Rangers and Crazy Cat's Eyes now. Down they come. The O'Rangers have 3 marbles up there. That would give them the win, but everything changes when they dive in, and there was hesitation by the O'Rangers once they entered the water. Perhaps took a second to get their bearings. Is that going to cost them the win? I don't think so. Where will they be? Oh! This angle much clearer. 12-4-9, the O'Rangers move out of the quarterfinals. Rangers 1 gold to their name so far in this Marble League. As we get down to the final few events, they drop to 8th after event number 12. Shining Swarm and the Chocolatiers here. Shining Swarm tries to get out with all 3 of their marbles in the lead. They can only manage 2, but that third one was making a move as they come down into the water. This is where the Chocolatiers made some great gains last time. Oh, they're all bunched up, and that's going to be a photo finish. What will it be? Oh my goodness, 0.09. The Shining Swarm will move on. Fortunately, that's not a see-through canoe, so those referees are probably just watching on the big board. But hey, they get a nice day out on the water. Savage Speeders and the Minty Maniacs. Down they come to Speeders, trying to stop the Maniacs from working together. They got into a diamond formation briefly. Here they come into the water. It'll be Speeders first across the line. They've got 3 marbles up there, but they're losing ground. Oh, boy. That is another one that is oh so close. 1/10 of a second by the eye. Oh, man, that is amazing. The timing and scoring configure. I'm surprised that the gap was as big as it was for that one. As we see 5th through 8th, Chocolatiers, Minty Maniacs, Bumblebees, and Crazy Cat's Eyes. Still a lot to play for some of these teams. Higher up the order. O'Rangers, Midnight Wisps, a lot of contact as they come down the chute. Into the water, will they be separated? No, they're all bunched up at the front there. The Wisps were out in the lead, but I think the O'Rangers get 3 of them across, catching the slipstream. They will move on. Also by a little over a tenth. Great teamwork there by the O'Rangers. Unlike what we saw in that Noah Yellow run, they did not give the Wisps too much space, but they just did enough to disrupt them. It's one thing to catch the slipstream, but if you can get enough of your marbles together, you can actually create turbulence behind that will slow your competitors. Shining Swarm and the Savage Speeders. Down they come. Shining Swarm have 3 up there. Speeders try to get 2. What can they do for their teammates? They all spread out wide, and the Speeders are again up at the front. Look at this. Oh man, that's another really close one. The Shining Swarm made some ground, and by 0.05 of a second, they upset the Speeders. Wow, I know Shining Swarm is very close with the Savage Speeders in the standings, 3rd to 4th, but the Speeders were silver medalists in this event back in 2020, and they've been looking so good. And now they're relegated to the 3rd place match. Wisps and the Speeders. Speeders have 3 tucked together as they enter the water. Oh, and they're well out ahead. But speed from the Midnight Wisps. The Savage Speeders trying to go 3 abreast, and they come across the line for an easy bronze. Congratulations to now 2-time medalists in the Aquathlon, the Savage Speeders. That is their 2nd bronze of these games and the 4th medal overall. But now we get ready for the final. O'Rangers and Shining Swarm. Down they come, O'Rangers marginally quicker out of the gate. They try to squeeze the Shining Swarm over as they enter the water, 2-1. Now they spread out wide. Those O'Rangers trying to get back into that tuck formation. The 3 of them coming across the line, and I think they've done it. We'll wait for official timing and scoring. And yes, they do! By 0.5 second, my goodness! They were beaten back in 2020 in the first round by the Oceanics, and now they have gone all the way to the top. 25 points and a gold medal for the O'Rangers. Their 2nd medal of these games, both of them gold. Shining Swarm, they get the silver. That's their 1st silver of the Marble League. 2 golds and 1 bronze to go along with that, but a nice points haul compared to Galactic and the Savage Speeders. Galactic haven't been performing terribly well of late. Nice couple of events, and that's why they dropped out of that top spot, and they may fall even farther. O'Rangers, though, they're all dried off. They're standing on that top step of the podium, proud of their gold. As we take a look at the standings now, 2 more teams have been eliminated at the bottom. Primary and the Chocolatiers. Team Galactic have dropped to 3rd as the Savage Speeders get by, now 9 points behind the Pinkies. Shining Swarm in 4th, and look at that jump up into 5th by the O'Rangers. As we get ready for the final couple of events in this Marble League. Can you believe it? Already. Well, once everybody dries off, we hope to see you in the next one for the Sand Rally.